Welcome back to the channel, everybody. You're watching The Real Freddy G, and on today's episode, we're making the Poke Bowl. Like I said, today we're going to be making a poke bowl. So the beauty of poke bowls is, it's kind of a mix and match of all the flavors and toppings that you like. But at its core, there's two important things in it. Really delicious fish and the sushi rice. Well, the dish itself was actually created in Hawaii. Now, Hawaii being an island, it's surrounded by salt water, lots of gorgeous, beautiful, delicious fish. Here, unfortunately, in Canada, I have Lake Ontario, and there's not very many tuna swimming in and around there. So I'm using frozen tuna. So the fish that I'm using is sushi grade tuna. You can use salmon as well. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the sushi rice and how to marinate the tuna. And again, all the toppings are your choice. I'm putting on here today everything that I love to see in a poke bowl. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And you know what? In the comments, let me know toppings that you guys love to see on your poke bowls. And please share this dish with your friends and enjoy the video. Okay, so the first thing for a poke bowl is going to be the sushi rice. So you can find that kind of rice, just a short grain, high gluten rice. You can find that in your local supermarket. What I've done here is I've already pre-rinsed this. So I rinse this 4 times, or until the water is completely clear. So I've got the water boiling here, right? So for 1 cup of rice, we're going to use 1.5 cups of water. Right on in. You're gonna put a lid on it, not all the way closed, and just let that sit. Check on it in about 2-3 minutes and it should be basically cooked. Okay, while the rice is simmering, we're gonna deal with the tuna and cut it horizontally, and then relatively rough chunks, because I want to have a good bite in this bowl, right? If you cut it too small, it kind of becomes like tuna tartare, and that's not what we're going for here. I'm gonna put this all into a bowl here. And then we're going to go into the seasoning process. So I have my bunch of green onions here. I'm only going to use the white ends of it because I'm using the greens later on. And then we're going to cut this very, very thin. Add that into your tuna. I'm going to go with about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And then we're going to go in with 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. And then I'm also going to use the stuff called togarashi. So this is a spice blend. It's got sesame seeds and chilies in it. I just think it gives a really nice flavor to this. So I'm going to go in with about 2 pinches of that in there. Give it a little bit of a stir. We want to get all that seasoning all the way through it. And that's it. So I'm going to put this in the fridge now. I want to let this marinate for about 30 minutes before I actually start eating it. So the rice is cooked now. You can see all the water has evaporated out of it, right? I'm going to take this off the heat, but we're not going to rinse it out, or we're not going to put it in the fridge at all yet, because there's still one crucial step involved in making this rice sushi rice. So now we're going to make the seasoning for the sushi rice. So I'm going in with 1 tablespoon of white sugar, and we're going with 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. So this won't take very long, just because of the size of the pan and the amount of liquid in here. We're just going to stir it together, make sure that the sugar's not sticking to the bottom. And like I said, once it gets up to the simmer, take it off, and we're going to add it to the rice. The vinegar and sugar has now come up to a simmer. We're going to take it off, and just with a wood spoon, I'm going to slowly add this in to the rice that we cooked earlier. And we're going to just stir it through, adding and stirring. What that's doing is it's giving this rice that sweetness and tanginess that we want. Okay, so we have our tuna marinating now. We have our rice cooling off in the fridge. So now we're going to get onto the toppings. So to start, we're going to go with an avocado here. Just going to cut it along the pit. Please be careful when doing this, all right? You don't want the knife to slip. So take the pit out, little twist, keep it on the side. And then, really cool little way of cutting this, I take the end off of both sides, right? And then what that does is it allows me to peel this skin back. So now we have this, and what we can do now is very thin cuts. And then we have our avocado fan. So now we're gonna go with cucumber. I'm using about 1/3 of a cucumber here. And obviously you can pickle these if you want. I like the taste of the fresh cucumber on this because, you know, we already have the soy sauce, like the salty flavor from the tuna. There's gonna be kimchi going on this as well. So a little bit of, you know, fresh flavor from the cucumber. It's just gonna go really well with all of it. So next I have mango. You can use something like pineapple. Just a sweet fruit is really nice. So I'm just gonna take one of the cheeks off here, and then nice little trick you can do here. Just gonna score it. Just pop it out. Then all you're gonna do is cut these little squares off, and you have the mango you need for the bowl. So now for the green onion, remember we used the white ends of it for the seasoning of the tuna. What we're gonna now is use the green ends for the garnish. So fun little trick you can do with this, right? You're gonna take and you're gonna cut it lengthwise. So I'm almost going parallel to the green onion, just a little bit off center. We're gonna cut as thin as you can. And see, now we have all these very thin ribbons of green onion. What I'm gonna do is put them in this cold water. So I had this water sitting in the freezer for 5-10 minutes. We're gonna throw it in here, and we're gonna leave it in here until we're ready to plate. So that's it for the garnishes right now. I have some kimchi that I bought. That's also gonna go on there. And let's get to the plating now. Okay, so we have everything ready here now, guys. Let's plate. So I have the sushi rice here, it's cooled down. So I'm gonna fill it all into here. I wanna get it, you know, to the point where not it's like overflowing with rice, because we're in it for the toppings too, right? Make a little mound here in the middle, and then just open a space in the middle of it, of the rice, for your tuna to sit. We're going with our tuna. See those nice big chunks, and the color's already changed just from that marinade. We're gonna go right in the middle here. We're gonna go with our toppings now. So this is the kimchi I was talking about earlier. So for those of you who don't know, kimchi is a Korean condiment. It's cabbage that's been fermented with chilies and traditionally shrimp paste. People make them vegetarian now, so lack of shrimp paste. But it's got this amazing tangy flavor to it, and I think it just goes very, very well with this dish. So a good pile of it on the side there. We're going to take our avocado. Nice. I'm going to put them down kind of like scales, right? We're just going to shingle them into the bowl. Then we're going to take some of our mango, that little pile that we had earlier. And then our green onions. So as you can see how they started curling? That's what the cold water did to them. So it doesn't do anything to the flavor, but like I said before, I think you eat with your eyes first. So you get a nice, pretty color, pretty texture like that. It's gorgeous, and you get a little bit of flair on top. All right, very nice. I'm gonna put a couple just on top of the tuna, just because I'm feeling fancy. I'm gonna use Kewpie mayo. So Kewpie mayo is a much richer kind of mayonnaise. It just it adds a nice fat to this because we're getting all this fresh flavor and everything. You want to kind of balance it out, so do a nice zigzag of that over top. And then I'm going to go with sriracha, going the opposite way. Nice. And to finish, more of that togarashi that we used from earlier. And that right there is the real Freddie G's poke bowl. And I'm telling you, it is absolutely gorgeous. The colors on there are great. And this is one of those dishes that's amazing because you can mix and match with whatever you want. I used tuna today. You can use salmon. I used cucumber. You can use pickles. There's a lot of different renditions of this dish. This is just what I like the most on it. So do as you want with it. But the base things like the sushi rice and the marination process, that's what I want you guys to take away from this dish. And obviously use it in whatever way you want later on. All right, guys, the moment I've been waiting for. I get to actually dig into this beautiful, beautiful bowl. I know a lot of work went into making this bowl beautiful, but I'm a bit of a heathen, and when it comes to stuff like this, I end up destroying it right away, just so I can get a bit of every topping and ingredient into one bite. So you're gonna see me make a mess. Don't judge me, but I promise you it'll be worth it at the end. So I want to just mix in all those toppings in with the rice. Lovely. So let's get at it. I'm gonna try and get everything in one here. That's fantastic, guys. You have the tuna that's marinated beautifully. It's got the little kiss of soy sauce. That togarashi at the very end adds a little bit of spice along with the kimchi and the sriracha. You've got the creaminess of the avocado in there, the mayonnaise that goes in, and just the freshness from the mango and the cucumber. It's just, everything just works really, really well together. And like I said, this is everything I love to see in a poke bowl, but, take this recipe with you. Make what you want with it. Mess around, try different ingredients, try it 100 different ways. I promise you, as long as you have the base techniques down, this dish will be a winner every single time. Again, guys, if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe so you guys don't miss out on any of my future recipes. Anyways, guys, until next time, dinner is Freddy. See ya.